Hello everybody, welcome back to my channels, and today I'm going to show you these two Iron Man from the Sentinel fighting armor and the Comicave studio. Now they both are about 6 inches tall with 75% die cast, and they both cost around about £100 depending on where you get it from. So I managed to get the Sentinel fighting armor for £75 from the comics and cocktails.co.uk, which is very weird. But they are usually cost around about £80-90. So Sentinel are a little bit cheaper than the Comicave. But then again, Comicave have more accessory, which is like these, right? So it comes with quite a lot of accessory, pair of hands, and also swappable pieces like rocket pieces, and shoulder part and all the swappable part on the leg as well. And it has more opening part, and it also has a nice paint job and also LED lighter point as well. But the major downside with the Comicave is the articulation is absolutely atrocious. I'm not saying they are worse than some of the figures that I've seen, but they are not that good, compared to this Sentinel fighting armor. Sentinel is a lot better, and then it looks more realistic, more posing, and a lot more fun to play with, and so on and so forth. But they do have other downside as well. So the downside is obviously it has no LED lighter point, and the only thing that comes with it is a dynamic stance and a couple swappable hand. That's it. That's the only thing. And also the in terms of opening part, you only have these two rear flag here. And on the openings part on the Mark 7 is a lot more than the Sentinel, as you can see. You got 4 on the back and also 2 on the leg as well, and you got a lower swappable part depending on what figures you go for, of course. And some of the stuff like a Silver Centurion, you're gonna get dagger instead of the rocket launcher and stuff like that. But they all come with the fire effects like this for the hands, and also the fire effects for the legs. Even though they don't come with dynamic stance, I don't understand how it's gonna be possible in the air. How you gonna do that? You can't fly and you got nothing to hold it, but you do have the fire effects on the legs, which doesn't make sense. So there we are. Anyway, let's take a closer look on this one. So this is the one that I haven't shown you on my channel. So first I thought I'm not gonna get Iron Man since I already have so many Iron Man, and the body structure is exactly the same as the rest of the Sentinel that I got in my collection, which is Spider-Man, and you got Wolverine, Deadpool, and Captain America. They're all basically the same thing, just a little bit minor tweak on the backpack, face sculpt, and the chest part, right? So for the chest reactor here, it's not bad. You can see some hard details in there, and then the eye on the Iron Man is also not too bad. And also at the back, you only have this opening part here, which is kind of ridiculous, but okay, I'm not really complaining too much. At least they do look like consistent across all the liner they have. But what I do like is the articulation here is a lot more realistic, and you can see not a single gap on the leg, which is really cool. And you can pose any position you like. So you can see the head has loads of joints here. You got one position there, you got another position there, right? And then you have a lot of range. So you can see that so many possibility here. So this is really cool, and you cannot do that on the other guy, so that is one thing that I love about Sentinel fighting armor. So yeah, so this is really cool figure, and nice and heavy as well. So I'm gonna weight it up in a second. Right, so let's take a closer look on these Comicave figures. Now, in terms of the skills, while they are both the same, and you can feel that the Comicave is a little bit more slimline than this guy. So the legs and the arms are much chunkier than the Comicave, and that's the one thing that is different. Right, so you can see the leg is huge, but that's how it is on all the Sentinel figures, right? So you can't actually do anything about it. But like on the Comicave, it's a lot more slimmer and thinner, and so on and so forth. It looks more realistic. I love the paint job on this Comicave, and it's really cool. I like this cherry bright red here with glossy effects. And on the Sentinel, on the other hand, the paint job is alright. You got two different color tone going on. You got glossy painted die cast piece, and also the matte piece as well. So you got two different color tones to have two different contrast going on. But nevertheless, I feel like Comicave paint job is a lot more of my taste. But on the other hand, if you have a look at this, right, I just don't want to show you the butt here. So if you look at the back here, and this is absolutely hideous. Look at that, how much gap going on. All right, so all the lines and all the ball joint, you can see everything, and that is so hideous, and I really hate it. And also so much gap on the chest part here as well. And so if you try to get the 3-point landing pose, and if you want to buy the figures, and always look out for the 3-point landing pose pictures or the videos on that, and if they can do that, I mean, that is a really good articulation. And if you can't do that in a realistic approach, then that figure has an articulation problem, right? So, and also you can see there the head here is like you can face up, right? Even if it's down, you can actually look up that way. But here on the Comicave, I can't do the head up, and that's it. This is the maximum range, so I can go up and down, but I cannot make the head to look up that way, which is impossible. And this is a major problem with this guy, right? So I really don't like this. And also, and like I said, the ball joint at the bottom, that is hideous. And also massive gap here, look at that, right? So that is a really ugly. And so there we are, right? So you know what to look out for. So if you look at it here, so you got the LED light up on the eyes and the chest, which is not bad. But if you're looking for the action figure, proper action figures, I would say Comicave is not ideal one. I would say Sentinel is much better. Now if you're talking about the display shelf and just making stand up and just posing, you know, like a shooting pose or whatever, then Comicave is definitely the one that you should go for, right? So I would say you both have the depending on what you're looking for, of course. Now if you're looking for the particular reason for a particular pose, then obviously you have their own choice, I suppose. All right, so there we go. So this is how I'm gonna pose it, and I'm gonna make him look this way, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there you go. So hopefully this video is helpful to make up your mind which one you should go for if you're looking for Iron Man for 6-inch figures. They both have pros and cons, like I said, but I definitely prefer the Sentinel for the future line. I have sold all my Comicave figures apart from Mark 7, Silver Centurion, Eagles, and Hulkbuster. Otherwise, I've sold every single figures on my collection. So anyways, I'll keep the Sentinel line for the future, but Comicave, I'm saying goodbye to this. After this, I'm not getting any more Comicave. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.